so a little bit of a change of pace today. So we're actually gonna kind of take a break on some fencing, and actually the pig houses and all the stuff needs to be cleaned out. And getting a little bit later of a start today. As you can see, she's ready for some food, and as well as the goats. As you can hear them. So we're gonna clean out stuff. We're gonna move the chickens. We're gonna clean out the duck house. Whoops, hit that on the thing. We'll get all our ducks in a row, so to speak. But we'll clean out the duck house. We'll clean out the chicken house. Pig house needs to be cleaned out. We're currently out of wood chips, so I think my wife is going to get those in a little bit. So we're going to work on that. I'll probably work on some fencing this afternoon. I don't know if I'll necessarily shoot it, just because it's going to be kind of the same old that what I've been doing before. So pretty busy day, just like always here on the farm. So we'll get into it. Last night we had a bit of a scare, and the pigs actually got out. When I got home, I was actually out in town. Solo was by the back door, and Susie was nowhere to be found. I was running. Of course, it was dark when this happens, so I need to figure out where they got out and make sure they don't get out again, because she was kind of gone. She was actually ended up finding her on my neighbor's property. Is actually where she ended up being. Down by the creek, which the creek's near the road. I was more worried that she was going to get in the road. I ran back into the back 40 trying to find her. Couldn't find her anywhere. I was down by the creek and I was calling for her, but I couldn't hear because there's just so much traffic going by. Because for some reason, of course, at that time is when all the traffic. I got a few spots over here. I'm wondering if this is where they kind of got out. Because what I didn't nail this into this post because I just didn't really want to. I don't know if you guys can see, maybe now you can see it. I didn't want to nail into this post because eventually once the power company comes and removes this other post, my garden will be going another 16 feet over this way. So I didn't nail to that post, so what I'm thinking is I potentially need to drive a nail or two in there so they can't push out on that. It looks like where they might have got out and then they came around, actually, maybe over here in the corner. Looks like there's a good... I'm not sure if I'm pretty sure I put nails in that, but maybe they got them out. So I potentially need to fix that and fix the other one, so then they can't get out. Because like I said, he kind of just hung around. She went hog wild, and was just running around wherever. But she's gotten out one time before, but I was out with her, and she just took off running down in the field, came back, and she didn't really go anywhere. But this time, I guess she decided she had freedom, so she was gone. So we'll get that fixed up this morning too. Luckily, I got plenty of fence staples from the fence project. So yeah, so we'll get them some food and some water, get them out for the day, and then we will clean out their area, which their stuff I'm just going to literally throw out here. Their litter I'm not going to move anywhere because it'll actually be really good fertilizer for the garden, which is the main reason why we keep them in the garden. So we'll go ahead and get them out, get them fed, get them water. I'm not worried about fixing it right away because they'll basically just be eating in the morning. That's all they'll really do. And then we'll get their pen fixed. got her all nice and cleaned out in here. So as you can tell, they kind of used one spot more than anything to kind of go to the bathroom. So what we'll do is we'll probably let this dry out a little. I'll let it dry out a little before I actually go back in and put the bedding in, just because it's going to be a little bit warmer today, so it might dry out pretty good. I'll let it dry out a little bit before I put new hay back in there, and then we'll come back later for them. So it's actually going to be a little bit warmer out today, which is nice. So in the winter, I have to kind of carry all the water around in buckets, which gets to be really a pain because I only have one working faucet, which is over here. So I have to kind of fill up the buckets, take them, or come back, put them, take them, come back, whatever. So in the summer, usually I use a hose. So since it's actually pretty nice out today, I'm actually going to get the hose out, and that makes chores a lot easier. I can actually fill up our duck pond, which is a kiddie pool, which if you're ever looking to get a kiddie pool or a duck pond for your ducks, the best time to buy them is off season. So I got the, I don't know what they are, they're the small plastic pools at Target. I got like, one of them was like $2.50 or $3, something like that. So like super cheap off season. So if you're looking for them, that's the best time of season to buy them, is off season. I think I got them in September, maybe September-ish time. Just looked at them, found them. Like I said, I think it was like $3 to $5 or something like that. Super cheap. And I bought 3 of them because the cow, she actually likes to put her feet in it. The ducks like it, and then I bought an extra one just in case I needed another one. But we're going to go ahead and get the hose out, and then we'll start filling up water that way, which saves a lot of time. That's sharp, okay? This has sharp edges on it. Very, very sharp. Yeah, that's good.
That's really breaky. I think I want to touch nothing. I want to touch nothing.
Okay. Hey, watch that top, okay? It's sharp. Oh, can you go close the gate for me?
Oh, sure.
Oh, pigs are out. So it looks like they knocked out my fencing staples that I had in there before. I had the Lowe's ones that I used before, but these ones I got from the co-op, and they actually have little burrs in them, which is nice. And these will actually help hold those staples in. So if they start pushing against it, these burrs will actually catch on their way out. So that should actually hold them a little bit better. I put 2 in there that should hold them. I'm sure they're going to try to find another way out, but hopefully that'll be all for them getting out. All right, now back to cleaning out the duck house. Don't judge me. So you got some eggs. So we're going to redesign the inside of this a little bit. So we're thinking that if we put the nesting boxes on the ground, that it will potentially, they keep perching in it and then pooping in it, and then they're just dirty, so then my eggs come out dirty. And I like to get clean eggs, so usually if they don't roost in there, they won't poop in there. They'll just lay their egg and then kind of hop out unless they're being broody. But for the most part, so what we'll do is we're actually going to unscrew this. I already took out the perch I had, and then I'm going to take this one out and actually swap it with one that's around the corner here in the front, because it's already clean. So really, I just got to unscrew this, screw that one in, and be done. And I'm getting ready to lose the Silky that's way down over yonder. I don't know what he's doing. See him way down over there? Not sure what he's doing down there. Chick, chick, chick! Chick, chick, chick! He don't care. Chick, chick, chick! Just living his best life down there. So here's kind of the current setup. It's a little tight in here, so I'm going to be taking this nesting box off the ground, and it'll actually go on this side of the coop, and then the perch will go over here. So I'm literally just going to take this nesting box and replace it with this one. And then that's my perch that I made. Just real 2x2s and 2x4s on either side with screws in them. So nothing crazy there. And then we'll put this nesting box inside just on the ground. All right, so we got everybody set. Everybody seems to be happy. Piggies are happy. Chickies are happy. Duckies are happy. Duckies are just kind of chilling in the shade right now. Goats and cow are up in the barn just hanging out. Pigs are just squealing at me just because they want food. So I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup. I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup this afternoon, and I might. I'll show you kind of guys where the new fence is going to go. I'm definitely going to have to clear more out. There's a couple more trees in the way. I was going to get my forester back out and use that, but I think, in all honesty, since it's just a few trees, I was just going to use a handsaw, and the trees are only probably 1 inch or 2 inches in diameter, so they're not bad. So we'll start working on that. I'll show you guys kind of the general idea what I'm going for back there, and how I'm kind of picking my straight line across that ridge. So I'm going to gather this stuff up, load it in the wheelbarrow, because then I can do one trip in the wheelbarrow and get it up to the barn, because the majority of the stuff is going back in the barn. Some of the stuff's going up for my project for the fencing, and then I might try to tie in the fencing. I think I'm going to do it completely differently than the way I did it before. Just that's one of the good things about having a lot of projects and doing a lot of things is if something doesn't work, I can just try it a different way, or it just didn't work in my opinion, or I didn't feel like it worked the way I wanted it to work. So I took a step back. I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to do it a little bit differently than the way I did it the first time. So here we go. So this is my corner post. So it kind of sits on the top of this other ridge line. There's a lot of rocks down in here. So it's kind of 12 feet off of this fence. The fence, I'm not sure if it's mine or whose it is. I need to get the land surveyed so I know whose it is. So my solution is I wanted to put a gate down here anyway. So I'm going to come 12 feet off from a 12-foot gate, put a post right against the fence. I'll put another post over here so my gate can tie into it. And then that will be, the gate will start on this side and then end at there. So then what I do is if for some reason this isn't my fence or my property line doesn't end there, I literally just have to buy a smaller gate or build myself a smaller gate, and then I don't have to worry about being exactly on the property line. So that's kind of my solution, since I don't 100% know where the property line is. I need to get a survey, and the plan for next year is to get a survey, which is in a few days. Next year is, at least anyway. So I need to get a survey, but what I found is as I stand here, which is about the middle, behind me, I can see my stake here. And then when I look this way, my stake kind of is through all these trees and brush. So I'm gonna have to clear out a little bit more. And as you can see, it is completely overrun with Virginia creeper. And then a bunch of these little tiny trees, which I'll probably leave all these little tiny trees. I'm not sure exactly what kind of trees they are, but they should supply some shade. And for now, they'll be fine. There's way too many of them, but eventually I'll chop them down, a good number of them, maybe leave a couple up, because I want to put like a little lean-to back here anyway, kind of in this area. And then eventually I want to build another barn back in here a little bit with no electric or anything. And maybe I'd like to try to dig a shallow well. I think that'd be really cool. I've watched some videos on people digging like 30-foot wells. And with that tool that I bought, that was kind of my thinking for later in the future. I was like, I could dig a shallow well with this. You buy some extra pipes, they connect in, and then you can dig 30 feet down. And I saw some people digging them. It looked really cool. My biggest problem is just going to be getting through the rock and everything else. But my understanding is there's a huge aquifer underneath of us. So there should be plenty of water underneath and plenty of water to find. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on clearing some of that out. I'm just going to use a hand tool. I was originally going to get the forester out again, but to me it's only one tree, or two trees maybe. So I'm just going to get a little handsaw. I'll show you guys that, and then we'll chop down those and clear them out with a machete and the handsaw. Oh, everybody's very loud this afternoon. Everybody's very loud. All right, so we're gonna continue working on this fence. We actually had a really good, or I should say my wife had a really good idea. There's a couple spots where I'm gonna be putting up some boards, but I don't have those boards yet. I'm hoping this rain holds off, but it seems like it's getting ready to rain right now. So I can hopefully finish this, but I had a couple spots where I'm gonna actually put boards, but I'm hoping that if this rain holds off, which doesn't seem like it is, that I'm gonna run hog panel across it, so then that'll actually hold it up temporarily until I can go buy boards and stuff. I just haven't had a chance to get out to Lowe's, so I might just put up hog panels across these few sections, because I got two extra ones that I'm still waiting on the power company to actually take out their board or take out their post before I can move those hog panels. So one of the hog panels will go there, and then the other one I'm going to put across where my gates are going to go for right now until I have time to make the gates, because then hopefully if the rain holds off, which is not supposed to rain, but it's raining right now. It's raining significantly. I'm gonna get in the truck for a few minutes and see if this passes. Looks like the rain might hold off for a few minutes. It's just kind of a big downpour and then it stopped. So I'm gonna work on getting this fence tied in back here to my post, and then we'll pull our first stretch across here and then nail it in, and then we'll pull our next section. So hopefully we can get this done before the rain comes again. you guys remember. So I'm going to do this a little bit differently. I'm going to do this the way I did this at my dad's. But really, I'm just going to give myself a little bit of slack so I can wrap around this post, and then I'm going to nail it back to the other side. I'm not going to tie back in. I didn't really see the benefit of it. To me, it didn't hold a lot of tension. Maybe I didn't do it right. It's c'est la vie. So the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to go over, let's say 1, 2, third one here, and then I'm just going to cut her. I'm pretty happy with that. I'd say I got about the same, if not a little bit better of a result out of this that I did taking the hour that it took me to cut all these apart and then put them back together. Might be about all I get done today. This rain keeps coming on and off. Covered in mud. I'm pretty tired. That might be about all I get done today. Hopefully I can finish this up in the next day or two. I might try to put these hog panels up. I don't know. I'm kind of at a stopping point right now where I think I'm comfortable leaving everything and calling it quits for the day. Again, if you guys like the channel, please like and subscribe. I appreciate it. Leave comments down below if you think this method worked better or the other one, or if I'm doing it completely wrong. You know, let's start a conversation about how we do fencing, how you guys do fencing, how I do fencing. Like I said, I've seen a lot of different videos online of different ways to do it. Again, thanks for watching. Bye.